who is in your Premier League 2020/21 team of the season? That's what I'm asking Ben today. Ben is a Arsenal fan, as you can see. Ben, how are you?
Very well, Jake. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Come on then, sum up Arsenal's mental season for us.
Rubbish. Well, it's not, hasn't been for us. We had an awful start to the season, but since Christmas we've done all right. To be fair, they worked out in the points table. We would have been fourth or third for the second half of the season in points.
Yeah, a good turnaround in the end. Without further ado, we will get into your team of the season then. We'll start in goal. Who have you gone for?
I've gone for Edison, Man City keeper.
Yeah. What's stood out with him for you this season?
I think he shows that he's solid. There's not many goalkeepers in the Premier League that give me that much confidence. The way he plays out, he never looks unfazed. He never looks nervous. He commands his defence well. Now, aren't many keepers in the league at the moment that are like that really command their area.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, obviously, must be doing something right because they've won the league. So, a good solid keeper yet again this season. We'll go into your back four then, and we'll start on the right hand side. Who've you gone for at right back?
On for Cancelo.
Yeah. I mean, this
Once
whole
again,
Manchester City side. Yeah, go on.
that's right. You carry on.
What stood out again? I mean, that's another Manchester City player, and fantastic season so far away. Why have you picked him?
I think he's a phenomenal player. To be fair, he's been up there for me all season. I would go as far to say he's been the player of the year, one of the players of the year in the Premier League. He's taken right back or right wing, should we call it, and he's been absolutely superb again.
Yeah, I agree. He's been absolutely fantastic. I think, in what's the word, consolidating and keeping that Manchester City back four, the back line really solid.
Absolutely. Again, the whole of the Man City team, we could sit in. If I could have chose all Man City players, I think I probably would have done.
Yeah. I think you could have well have done indeed. Who's going to be your first centre back? Then we'll move into the centre. Who's the first of your two centre backs?
So for Cancelo's partner, let's go for Diaz.
Yeah. What is
I personally
go on.
I was going to say he's been Man City's player of the season.
Yeah.
Ruben Diaz has been amazing for them. Absolutely amazing. He's taken, companies left, and he's stepped into those shoes straight away, and he's been absolutely superb.
Yeah, I completely agree. Most people are putting him in his side, and rightly so, because he's been great all season.
Absolutely.
So, who is going to accompany the big man? Who's going to accompany Ruben Diaz in the centre of defence?
Harry Maguire.
Yeah. Why have you picked him then?
If it wasn't for him, I don't think that Man United would be where they were. I think, I use the word again, solid. Absolutely solid for them. I think that him picking up a little injury at the end of the season is not good for us in the Euros. I think him and Stones would have been brilliant at the back for us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I think Harry Maguire's come on a bit in the last couple of seasons. I think when you came in for 80 million quid the first season, it was like 80 million quid really. But he's starting to show his worth now, and especially he's had a fantastic season. Don't you agree?
absolutely. And I think if he can go to the Euros fully fit, I think that it'd do wonders there for us as well.
Yeah, completely. We'll move on to the left-hand side then. With your left back, who have you gone for?
On for Kieran Tierney.
Yeah, yeah. With your Arsenal shirt on, there definitely been your for me your player of the season.
Absolutely. I mean, he's had his injuries, which he came out and said he has injuries because of the way he plays. He plays with his heart. He does. He is the best left back currently in the Premier League. He's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, and I think if it wasn't for your left-hand side, and you've picked your other player on the left-hand side, we'll get to him later on. I don't think you'd be sitting in 8th position. I think those two, Tierney, have been absolutely exceptional, and have, well, would you say saved you from absolute embarrassment this season?
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's your back four, pretty decent back four. Let's admit it. But we'll move into we will move into the midfield then. And who's the first of your two central midfielders?
Go for Fernandes, Man United.
Yeah, yeah. His link up play with whoever's there, Cavani, Rashford, whoever. He's really come on this season. He's got a lot of goals. He's got a lot of penalties, but he's still got to put them away.
Yeah, he has been Man United's player of the season, and to be fair, I think they've got an absolute buy with him as well. Just give me 2 seconds. My dog's annoying me, and he's scratching at the back door. 2 seconds, buddy.
That's all right. That's all right. No worries. Oh, there you go. You're back. There we go. Not to worry. Fernandes, carry on.
Yeah, he's an absolute buy for them. Man United's player of the season. You could see that again. He wears a heart on his sleeve. You could see after the final the other day, he was an absolute bits.
Yep.
And that's what
yeah.
you need players like that know what it means to the fans as well. And I think that's him. I think he's going to be an absolute Man United legend if he stays there for a few years.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, he is banging the goals in. Next players, your next central midfielder. Who's gonna play possibly a little bit back from Fernandes? Who's your second central midfielder?
Rodri.
Yeah. Yeah. See, here is a challenge for you now, because that's your fourth Man City player, and we're only allowing 3. If you could swap him out for somebody, who has impressed you? I mean, talk about Rodri as well, but who else has impressed you this season?
Kante from Chelsea.
Yeah, Kante. Oh yeah. Kante has been exceptional. But talk about Rodri first. Go on. He's been class again.
He is. He's class. His footballing brain. When you see him on the ball, there's something. He reminds me a little bit, although he doesn't play in the same position, of a Robert Pires. You just know when he's got the ball, he knows what he's going to do straight away. There's no hesitation with him. It's vision, everything. Where he plays is phenomenal. Again, I don't think he cost Man City a lot of money. I believe he was under the 50 or 60 million mark, which at the moment for a player like that, that's a good buy.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I completely agree. Right then, so talk about your super sub then, who's quickly subbed in ahead of Rodri, N'Golo Kante. Showed it in the Champions League final the other night, and he's just been class all season, yet again.
Yeah, he's phenomenal, and he's so humble. Of all the people around him say he's so humble, and he does nothing goes to his head. He's always just, I'm just doing my job type thing. I'm enjoying it and just doing my job, and it shows in his football.
Oh yeah, I completely agree, because he's he's just such a nice lad as well. It seems like, and I mean, coming from Leicester, he's just been world class. And to be honest, this is surprising that this is the first time this player's come up. Absolutely fantastic player, and you know he should get more recognition than he gets. He deserves a lot more.
Yeah, I've just realised, like you said, I've picked too many Man City players, and literally just sat in now. I'm looking at a piece of paper in front of me, and I've gone, oh yeah, I see that now.
Well, to be honest, it's easy enough to pick too many Man City players because there's too many good ones to choose from. But that's all right. We'll move out to the flanks then, out to the white, out to the wide areas. Out on the left to partner Arsenal's Kieran Tierney. Who've you gone for?
For Mr. Saka.
Yeah. He's really with Tierney in there. He's really helps you to get even to that 8th position down that left-hand side when they're both playing, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been brilliant. Again, it all kind of stems from the Chelsea game before Christmas, where he started with Saka, Smith Rowe, and Tierney, and that was when our season turned around. And he's been superb, absolutely superb. And I hope that Southgate does take him to the Euros, but I think he can do a job for England. But I'm hearing rumours today that he might not take him, that he might be one of the ones that gets cut.
Well, 7 of them have got to be cut, and I mean, if you look at it, I think Ramsdale will be cut, probably Ben White. It's going to be a big decision that Gareth Southgate's going to have to make, but there's no doubt about it. He's really, really saved Arsenal this season, and you know you've had to rely on your youngsters, and him, Smith Rowe, they've stepped up this season and fully deserved to be in your team this season as an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Fantastic turnaround from your youngsters. We'll move on to the right hand side then. Another. I mean, do you call him a youngster? How old is he? Let me have a look. I mean, he could be a youngster, he could not be. But who is your player out on the right hand side?
Mason Mount.
Yeah, 22 years of age, so he's still young. Yeah. Colin, he's really excelled this season, hasn't he?
Yeah, and again, another England player, another young, talented England player in the squad. And I think he's come on leaps and bounds. I mean, he was on loan at Derby with Frank Lampard. And I think that Frank Lampard should have a lot of applause for what he's done for Mason Mount. I really, really do. Because he's incredible now, absolutely incredible. And again, he will do an excellent game for us, for England.
Oh yeah, he could, and you know, I keep saying to all of the people that are picking these players, England's midfield for this Euros and for years to come is going to be Mason Mount, Phil Foden, and Declan Rice in that midfield. That's scary. It's going to be an exceptional couple of years for England with all these youngsters.
You got Jack Grealish as well. You still got Smith Rowe to come through. Phil's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It has been absolutely fantastic to see all these youngsters come through, and you know, these England squads for the years to come. We've got a bright future with all of these young players.
Yeah, we really, really have, and it's nice. I don't put too much pressure on them like we've done with the England teams in the past. That's the problem.
Yeah. Because it's going to need the balance between experience and, you know, I won't say youth, experience, and you know, those young, you know, quick, fast, athletic, really, really good young players, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, that's why in England team you've got the likes of Jordan Henderson. I mean, I class Pickford now as an experienced international as well. You do need those people around the team going into major tournaments.
Oh yeah, you've definitely got to have that balance, that's for sure. But so there is your defence and midfield done. There's only 2 spaces left in Ben's team of the season. Who's the first one going to? The first out of your 2 strikers.
We go for Mr. Salah.
Yeah, 23. Is it? He scored 22. Your other one scored 23. There's definitely goals in this side, but Mo Salah. Why have you picked him for this season then?
Not just for his goals, his all-round team play is superb. And even though where Liverpool finished in the league, he's had a phenomenal season again. I think anyway. For a player that wasn't good enough for Chelsea a few years ago to come back to the Premier League, and he's still tearing it up. A bit like what my dog's doing behind.
Yeah, tearing it up. Yeah. That's all right. That's all right. Everything's going on. This is a live recording. But just before I let Ben carry on with his explanation, I'd like to thank our sponsors for this series. The Blowing Bubbles magazine. If you use this discount code, not Mo Salah, if you use the discount code Jake Cox at checkout when you buy a 11 magazine subscription, you can get £5 off your order. So I'd highly recommend it. And if you do use a discount code and get a £5 off, it helps the channel out massively. So if you could do that, that would be humbling and absolutely fantastic. So check out all the info in the description down below. So your last player then, Ben. Who's going to accompany Mo Salah?
It hurts me to say this, but Harry Kane.
I know. It hurts us all, but I mean, you can't argue with 23 goals, can you?
33 goals, and he finished the top of the assist table as well.
I think it was 14 assists or something.
Goals and assists, and that's again, you haven't seen the likes of that from an English player. I mentioned England again for a long time. I mean, where's he going to go next? That's the next big question. Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? But he, again, another contender for Player of the Year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I completely agree. He's just looks like he's on his way out to Manchester City. I'll ask you that question in a minute, but he's just got the eye for goal, and he deserves trophies in his career, and we both know he's not going to get it at Spurs. So do you think, I'll ask you it now, do you think he's going to City?
You asked me this the other day, and I'm going to stick with my guns, and I'm going to say no.
You said PSG the other day, didn't you?
Indeed.
Is that you?
I keep hearing rumours that Haaland is definitely going to Man City, and I know that they've got behind them, but I don't think they have both. Thinking about it, I think he might go to Man United, Harry Kane.
God, could you imagine Harry Kane at Manchester United? It's going to be, as I said to a couple of people I interviewed yesterday, it's going to be a really intriguing transfer window for us all.
Absolutely. It's going to be interesting because I don't think teams are going to want to spend big. I really don't, because of the pandemic, and they're not going to want their fans looking at them going, well, hold on a minute, you can afford to spend all this now. Suddenly, we've had a pandemic. It's a little bit, I think it's going to be very cautious. You might find some teams doing what Arsenal do and structure their payments for 5 years. That's how we afforded Pepe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you could do it, and that could be the way forward. So that's Ben's team. We will review that in a minute. But Ben, I'm going to ask you this: who is going to lead this side? Who's going to put all the tactics together? Who is your manager of the season?
Someone that will make you smile, David Moyes.
Fully deserved as well. Why has he got your manager of the year award then?
I think that this season again, I'll use the word, he's been phenomenal. I mean, he's taken advantage of all the other teams around West Ham not playing great and having awful seasons, and he's capitalised on it. He's got your squad playing as a unit.
He has, and it's such a team spirit we've got there, and I feel if we can just keep the squad together, we need to add players, because you know it because you've been in the Europa League and you know how hard it hits teams playing Thursday, Sunday. It's going to be harder. We've just about got through the Premier League season as it is with the lack of players we've got. We need massive reinforcements. Even if we get rid of a couple of players just to get some funds in who aren't great, but we need to keep our players so we've got most of our decent players. So we've got the squad depth, because if we lose one player, if we sell, I don't know, whoever we sell, then we've got to get that person just back into the squad. It's going to be a very difficult transfer window for us, and it's going to. We are going to have to spend some money if we're going to be able to compete in this Europa League, as you know, being an Arsenal fan.
Yeah, it is hard. It is hard. I mean, that's why I hate saying it. That's why I'm happy that we haven't got into Europe this season.
Mm,
We've now
yeah.
got a season like Chelsea had a few years ago of no European football, and we can focus back on getting back into the Champions League. And
Yeah.
that is more important. Let's just have a season out of it. Some Saturday 3 o'clock games for once.
I know, yeah, and I mean it's going to be quite pleasant seeing Spurs on a Thursday night go off to the deep depths of Romania and Uzbekistan and all of
So,
those places, and it's going to be funny.
no, I don't get that. I don't get that Conference League. I don't understand it. I don't see the point of it. If I'm honest with you.
No, I agree. Yeah, I mean it's just funny that all of the big leagues have got one place, and then the more you go down, the more places the leagues get. And oh, it's going to be funny to see. It's going to be funny to see, that's for sure. But let's have a little look and review at Ben's team then. So in goal, Edison, back four of Tierney, Diaz, Maguire, and Cancelo. It gets good now. Saka, Fernandez, not Rodri, because he's put N'Golo Kante in there. I haven't changed that. Mason Mount, Kane, and Mohamed. So there's goals, there's a solid defence there, and there's some playmakers in the middle of the park. Now that is a team, Ben.
Yeah, that is a team that's worthy of winning everything. That is, and I expect that team will cost money now as well. And I think I'm saying there's not a lot of players in that squad that costs originally a lot of money. I think out of Maguire, Edison, so I'm looking on there now. Yeah, Maguire and Edison, and apart from that, they're all 60 million. I mean, half of them now, they'll be well over that now.
Oh yeah, you'd be looking hundreds of millions of pounds. Like for Saka, these players, young players, Mason Mount, you've got to be looking at three figures to try and get these people out of these squads. And absolutely fantastic squad that. But any final thoughts, Ben?
No, I'm just looking forward to coming back on the channel again if I'm invited back again. I think you're doing an absolute fantastic job, Jake. And you keep your work up, buddy.
Thank you very much. We'll definitely get you back on over the Euros if you're available, and for the new season. It's going to be a good one. Thank you very much for coming on. As always, guys, drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you're new around here. From me, come on, you guys, and we'll see you very, very soon. Thanks very much, Ben.